On September 23rd at King of the Table 8, John Brzenk got the opportunity that he waited for nearly 2 decades. In 2004, VOEVODA was more active. He was at the peak of his career and John was very near retirement. VOEVODA was bigger, John was smaller, and ALEXEY ended up winning that overall match very comfortably. This time, the cards were reversed. John was bigger, VOEVODA was smaller than his peak shape, and John was very active in the super match world. VOEVODA, on the other hand, was making a comeback after many years. And the result was also reversed. John won the match with a score of 4 pins to 2. This was John's second and his last opportunity to get the revenge win against VOEVODA. Despite all odds being against him, despite him being the heavy underdog, John delivered. It wouldn't be an exaggeration if I say that this was the happiest John that we have ever seen after winning a super match. That further solidifies the importance that this match had for both of the arm wrestlers. Before we talk about what's next for John, let's quickly discuss what happened during the match and why ALEXEY lost. VOEVODA was outclassed by John to such an extent that he almost looked like an amateur trying to stop John with his palm up in an open armed position. John said, and I quote, "It felt good. All the hard work paid off. I knew I was in good shape. I didn't know how good a shape he was in. He tested me right till the end." John also mentioned that VOEVODA's hand and wrist was not as thick as it once used to be when he was in his peak shape. And John tried to tire him out in the first round, but it didn't work out well for him. VOEVODA's endurance, even in the compromised position, was better than what John thought of. I was happy that he didn't have the control, because if he did, he had enough power and speed to put me away. So there are few things that can be said about this match. ALEXEY VOEVODA is natural right now. This is from what he himself has said, and John isn't. But if we consider this fact, then we also need to consider that despite being heavier than John, VOEVODA is still leaner. So a 111 kg guy is more lean than a 105 kg guy who is 15 years older than you. So that kind of nullifies all of that PED effect that we are talking about here. So the 25 kg weight difference between these two in the Zloty overalls in 2004 was reduced to almost 5 kg in 2023, and that also played a big role. So what's next for John Brzenk? What should he do? John is looking beefy at this 105 kg weight. His biceps and forearms are looking bigger than ever. I would say that he's kind of unlucky that in the professional world, we have 95 kg and 105 kg weight categories. If there was one 100 kg weight category, that would suit perfectly for John because he's walking around that 103-4 kg weight. So the next match for John is against Sasho Andreev on November 11th, and Sasho is the current 95 kg champion. I'm not sure how John is going to cut to that weight, and if he isn't going to cut to that weight, then is the match still a world title match? That's going to be interesting to know. But despite being more than 15 kilos lighter than John, Sasho can cause some troubles because he's almost untop rollable. And he's going to put a lot of side pressure on John's shoulder. John should be the favorite in that match, but it could still be interesting. Then next we have Kidragali Ongarbayev. This is one match that John has been asking for almost a year. He kept on saying that he believes that in a rematch he can beat Ongarbayev because he had COVID right before the first match against Kidragali. Now I would say that this seems like a very difficult task for John, but if John wins this match against Sasho, then maybe Ongarbayev is next. Todzilla has kind of pulled away from John, so that may not be a feasible match ever in the future. I think David Dadikian can still be good. Yes, he top rolled Irakli with ease, but guess who else was able to top roll Irakli's wrist? John Brzenk. So I think John can match the wrist and pronation of David Dadikian. That can be interesting to see. Some cool matches in USA at Monster Factory against Monster Michael Todd on the left and Larry Wheels on the left. These two left-handed matches are something that I've been wanting to see for almost 2 years now. That will be cool. In USA, again in Monster Factory, a match against RVJ. That will be amazing. Or a match against Matt Mask in the Canadian event, Magda's event. That can also be cool. And if John wants some revenge, then a revenge match against Krasimir Kostadinov. Can you believe that Krasi, while being only 24 or 25 years old, was able to beat John Brzenk? That's simply insane. And another rematch against Dmitry Trubin, if he wants to make a comeback in arm wrestling, those can be exciting as well. And most importantly, we all should motivate John to keep arm wrestling. I should probably stop saying that he should take easier matches or quit, because now he has started to prove that he can win difficult matches as well, like the VOEVODA match. So maybe we should just motivate him to continue arm wrestling. Thanks for watching, like the video and subscribe.